Hey y'all, today I'm gonna do something a little different. Um I'm gonna do like a freestyle slash flow blog about something in my past and present. Anyway, I'm going through a breakup right now, and it's definitely the hardest one I've ever had to go through. Um I still love this person very much. Um it just still don't seem real, but I'm gonna, while it's still on my mind and I can handle thinking about it, I'm gonna, tell the story of me and her. So, yeah, it's probably gonna be corny or whatever words you want to use, but, uh, I don't know, I feel like I need to get this off my chest and maybe I'll feel better, so this is why I'm trying it. So anyway, um, back when I was about 12 or 13 years old, I used to go to the skating ring with my friends, and we used to go on the weekends. And one weekend, went up there and I saw this girl, and she was checking me out, and I was like 11, no, I was 12. I was like, I'd never had a girlfriend before, and anyway, her checking me out made me so nervous. I like I wanted to go talk to her, but I couldn't. And I saw her sitting like, all right, let's see. I'm gonna draw a picture for you. All right, so here's the skating ring. All right, there's like a wall right here that you can lean against when you're not skating. Anyway, she was sitting on this wall. Except a little bit higher. Anyway, she was sitting on this wall, checking me out, you know, and I'm sitting over here. This that's the chair. I'm sitting over here with my friends, and I notice her looking at me. And when she notices me look at her, noticing me, she falls down. And so I go over there to check on her, and that's how we first started talking. And so after that, I uh I went to a church swimming party. It was her church. Me and my best friend Blake Sloan. We went there. Her and her cousin Stephanie invited us, and so when we went out there, we were having fun, swimming and whatnot. And I wanted to ask her out so bad, but I couldn't because I was so nervous. I'm a shy person. I'm an introvert. So anyway, it came time to leave, and so I walked her to her car, and I helped her get in the car, gave her a hug, and said bye. And she was getting in the back seat, and all of a sudden, I just felt like I needed to ask her out. So I was like, "Will you go out with me?" And she was like, "What?" And like the car started pulling off. And so the car started pulling off down the road, and I'm yelling, "Will you go out with me?" And she's like in the back window says, "Yes, yes." So anyway, so we started dating. I started going to the skating rink with her and to her church with her. Church had a hill, and we would slide down it when it snowed and whatnot. And I would get in trouble for staying at her aunt or her grandparents' house after church. Um, Instead of calling my mom and letting her know that church was over so she'd come pick me up. so I was trying to spend as much time with her. One time we went to the skating ring, ice skating. It was a church trip, and we went to Birmingham. And on the way down there, we were all taking pictures, pictures together. And anyway, went down there, skated, busted my ass 100 times on the ice. And anyway, headed back, stopped by the mall in Birmingham, Mall of America, whatever they call it. And I bought her one of them pink Fox purses for $20. Well, anyway, we leave and we get back. A few weeks go by and I get in trouble for my grades. I'm just making D's and F's in like the 6th grade, and they pretty much took my phone away. So when they took my phone away, me and Brittany didn't get to talk, and when me and Brittany didn't get to talk, she broke up with me, and so that was the first time we broke up. Okay, fast forward, like, we're teenagers now, and it's around the end of our senior year, and she goes to message me and ask me if I want to go to the river lot with her. Her family has a place on a trailer on the river, and I said sure, and so we go out there, me, her, Courtney, and Victoria, and their boyfriends at the time, and man, that weekend, however long it was down there, it was so fun. Probably shouldn't say this, but that was when Spice was around, and I hate Spice. I will never do Spice again, but I happened to smoke Spice that night. And anyway, I ended up on top of a picnic table. Let's see how you draw a picnic table. Let's see, you got the legs down here, connected. Anyway, alright, that's a picnic table. Let's see, I'll draw a line to make it look better. Alright, anyway, so I end up on top of the picnic table, yelling, cause like I just felt like this wet stuff running down my leg. I guess I knocked somebody's drink over or something. So I'm sitting out here, everybody else is inside, and I'm sitting out here yelling, "Who shat all over me?" That's A. Who shat all over me? So I'm sitting outside on top of the picnic table. It's dark. There's a fire over there, and I'm tripping balls saying who shat all over me. So who comes outside? Brittany comes outside. She comes outside. She sits by me and she calms me down, but she's laughing. She can't even talk. And all her friends come outside and they're all laughing at me, and it was one of the funniest nights of my life. And from then on, all her friends knew of me as the who shat on me guy. So anyway, I, being a stupid douche at the time, didn't realize how good of a girl she was. So when we got back, I ghosted her because I was scared to be in a relationship. And anyway, so we don't talk for a few years, and then me and her both get a job at Cracker Barrel. I'm a server and she is a cashier. Well, anyway, so we end up going to a party at her house. It's her and Victoria and Courtney's house, and me and my buddy Brad at the time end up going, and we have a good time. We're all drinking and whatnot, and I see Brittany and she looks so pretty, and Man, I wish I would have asked her out that night, but me being shy, I didn't. And she ended up with the guy she moved to California with. I'm not going to say his name because it's not important. She ended up having a child with him, and her name is Blakely. And anyway, she ended up coming back down to Alabama about 2.5 years ago, and I was working at Olive Garden, and I was having issues. And anyway, I was dating this girl at the time, and she ended up cheating on me and breaking my heart. And I got out of that relationship, and one night I Snapchatted Brittany, and I had a big old bottle of Galileo Pink Moscato, regular Moscato or something. And I sent her a picture of me drinking just straight out of the bottle, and she sends me a Snapchat of her doing the same exact thing, and we both laughed so hard. And then I asked, "What are you doing?" She said, "Sitting at my mom's." "What are you doing? Why?" I was like, "Oh, I was just wondering. I missed you." She was like, "You miss me?" And I said, "Yeah, I miss you." And she was like, "Why do you miss me?" And I was like, "I don't know. We just always had, connection. And I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while." She moved to California for like 3 years, and I always kicked myself for never asking her out. And so she invited me to her mom's that night. And when I went to meet her, um, so beautiful. And I met her mom for like the third or fourth time. She didn't remember me. And there was a hallway. Well, in this hallway, there was a bouncy baby girl. Prettiest little girl I ever saw. This is the doorway. And this is a little thing she's just bouncing in. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And she's got the biggest smile as you can see. Smile on her face. And she just looked so happy. And me and Brittany started talking and dating. And we, because of my past trust issues, we started having some problems because of me just not being able to trust her because I'd been screwed over so many times. And it was all my fault, it wasn't hers. And anyway, we get past that. We go through so much, but we kept getting past it, kept getting past it. And I didn't have a job when we first got together, and it's not that I didn't try, just I didn't have a car either, and it's really hard to get a job when you don't have a car. And I ended up uh, getting a job where I could drive a delivery van home at Noble Street Deli, and she got a job at Pickers as a cashier and multiple other jobs. And so it was like kind of off Noble Street. So we literally worked like 15-minute walk apart each other. And so most days when I would get off, if she was working, I would run down there and bring her a sandwich from the deli, some Doritos and a Dr. Pepper. She loves Dr. Peppers. Anyway, we hit a rough patch, and we break up, but we get through it. And then she has a wreck on the way to work one day, and so she loses her car that she had almost had paid off. She was so close. I was so proud of her. And she ended up having a wreck. Her boss fired her because she was helping her. Like, she put her name on the car payments for some reason. She had to fire her so she wouldn't get sued. And so there she was without a job and without a car after she had been working so hard for that. and I felt so bad for her. And then she got kicked out of her mom's house, so she had to live with her brother in Glencoe and or Gadsden. And so every day I ended up getting a job. I ended up getting a job at FedEx, and I still have my job at FedEx. I love my job at FedEx, and so I ended up helping them move from the house in Gadsden to the house in Hokes Bluff. But even either place, every day I would find a way to make it to them to see her. Just I had to see her every day. And then something happened at her brother's. I can't remember what, but she ended up moving in with me and my mom. And I still live with my mom at this point in time. And so she moved in with me and my mom, and that was one of the hardest parts of our relationship because she didn't have a job. She had just lost her job. She was depressed about that, and of course, our issues, and we just weren't happy. And I ended up uh, getting a push in the butt from my mom and her, and I ended up saving up money and getting my own place, which is here and I live in now. So me and her got this place, and we've been living here for about 8 or 9 months, and I've had substance abuse problems in the past. Um, Pain pills. I got hooked on pain pills, and I've always had a hard time battling addiction. And during our relationship, I fell back into addiction and tried to hide it from her. And her being the saint that she is, she still stuck with me. She broke up with me, but she ended up sticking with me. And we worked through it. And then a few months go by, and at work I hurt my back. And I go to a Suboxone doctor. And the Suboxone doctor puts me on them. And I don't tell her. I should have told her, but I didn't. Because I thought she'd leave me. And she did. But it is 100% my fault. Sometimes I didn't see the neglect that I was putting her through. And she's such a great mom. Such a great mom. She would do anything in the world for that kid. I know she would. And I love them both so much. I love Blakely like she's my own. I bought her diapers since she was 8 months old. I've carried her to the hospital when she was sick. I've, carried, bought her stuff when she's gotten sick. I've done whatever I could. I've stayed up nights with Brittany. Both of us staying up with each other when we've both been sick or something crazy happened, like a bug crawl up your ear. Like, I've been heartbroken before, but this is. I really loved this person. I didn't know what love was back then, but I do now. Because after all the shit that we've gone through, I still love her. And I'll always love her. Maybe we're not meant to be together, and it sucks, but I gotta better myself, and I got to fix myself. But I wish her and Blakely all the happiness in the world, and I hope that she's taken care of. But I know this is probably too much. This is my business, you know. Why am I putting it out there? But I don't know. I just felt like it would make me feel better. So, Brittany, if you see this, Blakely, if you see this, I love y'all. And I hope that no matter what happens, after I fix myself, that maybe one day we can find our way back to each other.